Alright. That should work. Let me see. Yeah, seems to be working. Let me see. Yep, and there's me. I apologize for the smallness on the screen if you haven't watched before. It's an older game, so it wasn't really made for streaming, so the resolution's kind of weird. But I figured this is the best way to see the whole screen and see my face and get it on the proper monitor and so on. So, hi. If you are watching this live, you can speak to me live in the comment section right over there. And if you're watching this video after the fact, please leave a comment down below. Leave a like on the stream. It helps, tells YouTube that you like it, and I'll share it with other people so I can get more viewers. And click subscribe if you want more content like this, and click the bell icon so you can be notified the next time I go live and the next time I upload. I will be going live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube to finish this game, most likely. I have a Patreon if you are just now joining. I did mention it earlier, but I have a Patreon. If you'd like to support what I do here, if not for my writing, for YouTube, or vice versa, you can do that. Link in the description. And you can also follow me on Twitter. My handle is in the description as well. At least how to spell it. I don't think you can actually click on it to go to Twitter, but my Twitter is down there. Alright, perfect. Awesome. Let's play. Where were we? We were in New Orleans. Yes, we just saved her. We just saved Eula, the black servant, the black maid servant of the Gallaghers. So what are we doing? I don't know. We just opened a door, I think, upstairs. Run, 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 run. Yes. Bear! Give him a big old hug. I might have made that joke last time. Jokes. Original jokes.
Anson should be in these pictures.
I'm gonna slow down.
A lovely piece. I must say it's the highlight of this exhibition, but I dare say it shall prove useful.
It is a... Whoa. We have a lot of stuff. It's a horn. Okay. Whoa. An alligator. An alligator.
Surely there is something behind this fresco. This hole must be part of some mechanism. Yes, there is something here.
Do we have this thing? We do. It's right here.
Strange drawing. It says, only the best gunmen earn the finest arms.
Okay.
What is inscribed here? My best trophy. A strange hunter, this Anson.
Ta-da!
This Anson has a good sense of humor. He and this girl should be very close. Perhaps she has some information.
So she is his best trophy. It's sweet in a misogynistic sort of way. And there's something on the floor right here.
It will be necessary to get a shot in that hole while standing on the flagstone that starts the mechanism. But the pistol is not loaded. It will be necessary to find another way. And I must do this alone, as Watson must remain with this poor young woman.
Lemon tree, lemon tree.
Nice lemons.
Nice lemons. We're gonna put this in his eye.
Nothing can stop an inventive and logical mind. This picture is sinister.
What picture? What picture? What are you talking about? don't know.
It is possible to take down an elephant with one shot using these weapons. Unfortunately, the metal grid is too solid to break through.
Alrighty. Northwood Agency, Boston, August 25th, 1894. Dear Sir, it was with great surprise and interest that I received your letter. It would seem the link between your employee and the affair which commands us is not accidental. First of all, before answering your questions, I must implore you to avoid any risk in the steps you take to assist us. The greater the sums involved, the less scruples criminals maintain. Such men are incapable of pity and are most ruthless. And as you know, according to our client, the amount involved is considerable. I contacted our client and submitted your proposal, which she accepted unconditionally, as you already know. The restitution of the stolen goods is not our only goal. Our agency would add a substantial bonus to the authorized sum should your efforts prove to be the deciding factor in the resolution of this case. Unfortunately, the agent in charge of this case, whom you have met, is presently in Europe. Rest assured he will contact you immediately upon his return if anything of importance occurs. In the meantime, please contact me directly without delay. Sincerely yours, E. Spears, Director of the Northwood Agency. So this is the same agency where the dead man we found back at the wharf in the temple underground, that guy worked for them, Amos Colby.
Very interesting.
Ashmet tried to meet and make friends with these men, who are strangers to our language, mainly Chinese, Indians of various tribes, and those of Africa. He says that he intends to teach them the language, and thanks to these skills they may find other work. But where? Colin heard him speak with a stranger at the gate. Colin has a decent memory and good ear for a gardener. Here is what he heard and could recall. Search for Old Sam's racks, pass in front of the Demon Rock, take a left in front of the Jellyfish. They will not be hungry that night. Sing high the call with strength, so they will know you. A fisherman told me that he was often out alone in the swamp late in the evening. That's why he has such a nasty appearance, and he is never there in the morning. There's something of great importance hidden in the swamp. I am sure of it. I should not have spoken to the sheriff. Since then, Ashmet has become distant and wary. I am done with his impudence. If he does not come forward with what I need to know, then I shall confront him this evening. By God, that scoundrel will tell me everything he knows, or I shall throw him out the door and report him to the authorities.
How dreary, the swamp. We must hold fast, as it is imperative that we go there tonight.
Yes.
Everything in good time. First, I must find Watson.
I don't want to go to the swamp.
The same woman seen in the trophy photograph.
To my darling Errol, this bouquet will forever be the true symbol of our love, Lucy. Alright, so there's a bouquet of flowers there. That must be important. He just said to find Watson. Huh? Oh!
Perhaps it is time to take care of this young man. Everything in good
Cutscene.
time. First, I must find Watson.
Alright, well, let's not interrupt any more cutscenes then. I'll just walk there. Or run there.
Watson, read this. It sheds light on a dark and sinister enterprise.
What? I already read this. Yeah. What?
Arneson was in contact with the Northwood Agency. He wanted to inform them about the activities of Ashmat. But why?
Because his servant was secretly selling the same stolen jewelry sought by this agency. How is she, Watson?
It will be difficult for her to speak for some time. She had a narrow escape.
Can she walk?
Yes, but why?
Come with me. Your brother is behind this door, miss. He is wounded, but only superficially. It is extremely urgent that he opens this door. Can you call to him? Perhaps it will draw him out.
David. David.
Young man, I know that you can hear and understand me. We are here at the request of your sister, who is with us now. She is very worried about you, and rightly so. The man with me is a doctor. He is going to look at your wound and ease your suffering. Please come out. Everything will be all right.
Open the door, Davy. These gentlemen talk true. Come on now. Open up the door for Eula.
Miss, you should go and get some food for your brother. He must be very hungry. Have you finished, Watson?
Well, yes.
Very well. Please understand, my young lad, and you too, Miss Eula. We are here to solve an affair that risks many people's lives. Furthermore, we have very short time to save them. As for you, young man, you know some very important things. You must tell us everything and leave nothing out.
But what are you
Listen to me. I will tell you a story. Davy, 5 days ago, at night, you were woken up by noises from the dining room. First, you heard the voice of the gardener, and then a loud blow to the floor. You got up and took the candle, which was lit. Then you went to the dining room. On your way, you found something on the floor and picked it up. It was likely a piece of paper. Afterwards, you went to the door of the dining room and saw the dead body of Colin the gardener soaking in a pool of blood. You also saw Ashmat, the other servant, dragging Mr. Arnson, who seemed dead, towards the door. Ashmat saw you, struck at you with his knife, and caught you in the arm. Seeing that this blow had not killed you, he raised his knife to strike again and eliminate the only witness to his heinous crime. But something stayed his hand. The item you picked up was far more important. He paused to snatch it up, giving you time to run away and barricade yourself in your room.
But if you were there, why didn't you do anything?
Mr. Holmes was not there, miss. But if he tells you that things have happened in such a way, you should believe him without any doubt.
Then you are a kind of hoodoo man.
In some way.
David, do this man tell it true? Is this what happened? The good man saved us both. Do what he tells you, Davy.
Listen to your sister, young man. Now, Davy, can you recall what was on that piece of paper? Think hard now.
Now remember, this kid has an unusually good memory. We read a letter
Watson,
about
your
it
notebook.
upstairs.
Be attentive to everything he draws and copy it down exactly.
You could say he has an eidetic memory. Okay, so there's a bunch of numbers here. We have 687954312 dash, and then a bunch of other numbers. And a compass rose. So 687954312. Yikes. That's a puzzle that I'm not sure I know how to solve. I might have to look this one up.
Holmes, can we trust these figures and make sense of them? I mean to say, consider this boy's affliction.
Ah, this boy. A strange one, isn't he? Watson, let's escort him and his sister to her employer.
This be the Gallagher's place. Thanks, misters.
Miss Eula, we should be thanking you. Now, take good care of your brother. Watson, we must move quickly. The enemy is close at hand, and there's another place we've yet to examine.
Right. But we can't, though.
Yes, Watson, we must pass this way. Before we venture further, we must find some protection from this merciless insect horde. Wait for me here.
Did we read about this? I think I missed something. I think I missed a book. Upstairs that explains this. think there's a book on this shelf that I missed. Yep. Fantastic Hunt Tales by D. Niles. Or much more, of course, if it is an African swallow. But our most disturbing tale about wild creatures of the marshes and swamps comes from Louisiana, near the city of New Orleans. Frightening events have plagued the region in recent history. At the time this book was put to press, rumors about mysterious disappearances, discoveries of mutilated bodies, and a fearsome beast of the swamps continued to haunt the poorer quarters and dockyards of this city. I'm sorry. I think I forgot to read the letter. Remember, during that cutscene, I told you, remember we read a letter about Davy and about his extraordinary eidetic memory. I don't think we actually read that in this Let's Play. I'm sorry. I think I missed it, and it's around here somewhere. If we did read it. Because I don't think we did. Because I didn't see it. Excuse me. Professor Gyjax. That's from... Yeah, see, I didn't. I must have forgotten to. So, no, you won't remember that we read it, because we didn't read it, but I will read it now. That's not this, but it is around here in this room. Our story begins 15 years ago when a noted citizen of New Orleans contacted a world-renowned hunter known as Ward. This gentleman, who wishes to remain anonymous, retained Ward to track and kill a beast that was terrorizing his co-workers. These freedmen worked in his fishery and lived in infamous wooden shacks built along the outer banks of the swamp. Over the last year or more, there were mounting numbers of unexplained disappearances and deaths, which happened with alarming regularity, particularly at the high tide. His men reported finding the mutilated and half-eaten bodies of men floating out from the swamp. And even more alarming, young women had also been mysteriously disappearing. At first he appealed to the local authorities, but was met with indifference. They blamed these incidents on his own hired men who lived beside the swamp. The local constabularies reasoned that these people originated in Africa, where sacrificial rites involving young virgins were common. As for the fate of the men found dead, they argued this was most certainly the work of alligators which filled the swamps. Our good citizen thought this highly unlikely, as the area was teeming with game. He knew from personal experience that alligators rarely attack humans when fish and natural food are readily available. He also rejected the notion that sacrificial rites were involved. Had that been the case, his men would have not asked for his help and could have handled the matter themselves. Ward was told the workers usually disappeared while dredging the crayfish. As far as was known, 12 girls had disappeared recently, and no less than 7 young men had been found dead. The workers now refused to enter the swamp, even to withdraw their gear. Adding to the tension were rumors of a grotesque and scaly silhouette seen by a fisherman in the distant fog. Ward was offered a large sum to hunt down the presumed beast and return with it to the man's hired workers, so that they could return to fishing for crayfish and forget about their complaints. Ward accepted the commission, cleaned his weapon, and hired a local guide who knew the swamp. They left on a boat that very same day. For the next 2 weeks, they searched the swamp, leaving early in the morning and coming back late at night. One evening, Ward came back anxious and excited. He said they discovered a trail deep in the swamp. Look at that picture. Yikes. It kind of looks like octopus arms. He and his guide heard something that initially sounded like singing, but in dreadful, guttural, and discordant voices. Ward explained that it might have been the mating call of a bull alligator or some other large reptile. He promised to go there first thing in the morning and return with its head. Then they left at dawn, and later gunshots were heard from the depths of the swamp. The evening came and went, and with no sign of Ward or his guide. Nor were they seen the next day and into the next weeks. However, the strange disappearances and deaths ended. People speculated that Ward, his guide, and the beast had killed each other in some ferocious battle. Then, some months later, an extraordinary thing occurred. A fisherman discovered what appeared to be a white man caught in quicksand. The man, upon discovery, shouted with panic and attempted to escape. The fisherman was forced to stun him with an oar in order to bring him in. The man had moss, seaweed, and muck, all teeming with vermin, covering his giant No, his gaunt frame. His features were buried under a thick beard and wild tangle of hair. Despite his appearance, which was barely human, some people claimed they recognized Ward's eagle eyes. He was also naked, his teeth were strangely sharpened, and his eyes were feverish and barely able to focus. Worst of all were the terrible, strange scars that covered his entire body. Their symmetry resembled the work of some deranged artist or madman. Though many thought the opposite, the authorities decided that Ward had inflicted these marks upon himself and locked himself in a cell, saying he must surely be insane. After doctors examined him, he was officially judged to be mad and sent to the mental hospital in Baton Rouge. There he remained locked up until the end of his short life. He spent the last few months of his life there, eating only raw fish and screaming to all who could hear that they had saved him. He cried out that he was one with them, and he spoke to him in a dream, and his awakening was soon to come. Another historical tale, even more disturbing, comes to us from the British moors, where a white rabbit... Okay, I wasn't sure at first. So, up here, it says, and much more, of course, if it is an African swallow. I thought, oh, that kind of sounds like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Roughly. Very vaguely, because, they had that argument at the beginning about swallows. About how coconuts ended up in England. A swallow carried one. Like a swallow. And they had a discussion about the size and weight of different kinds of swallows. And so I was like, but it's probably not. And then you get down here where it comes to British moors, where a white rabbit. Okay. The killer rabbit. Okay, so there are references. These are references to Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which was super, super popular when I was in high school. Anyway, spooky tale of a hunter who went into the swamp to kill this monster that was terrorizing these workers, only to be terrorized himself to the point of madness. Ooh, spooky.
This book has been read often. Tales of Fantastic Hunts by D. Niles.
And this book... Because the alligators are not the most fearsome predators, according to visitors, all agree that mosquitoes are the worst enemy of man in Louisiana. Interesting. And this book is Fauna and Flora of Louisiana. No one knows how many different varieties of mosquitoes haunt the surrounding swamps and lowlands, but the most common are hematophages. Attracted by mammals' body warmth, the smell of blood from wounds or sweat, they can quickly swarm in clouds of several thousand and attack their target with the same effectiveness as school of piranhas. Look, Fauna and Flora of the Amazon. Every year, they cause numerous deaths among cattle. Fortunately, deaths among people are rare. The natives shared with us some of their local recipes to avoid this plague. The most efficient and common method consists of applying some lemon juice. The aroma repels these menacing insects. The simple presence of a lemon tree in front of a window is enough to dissuade them from entering that place. A more audacious solution consists of carrying several toads on your person in a conspicuous manner. These amphibians are very effective. Okay, and another one. Though the behavior of the raccoon in Louisiana is very similar to his brothers from the forests of the East Coast, there are a few differences. There are many unique predators of the raccoon in the wilds of Louisiana, notably certain kinds of aquatic snakes. Because of this, raccoons in this region take their meals in a nest, usually placed in the branches of a tree or at any height, which is easily approachable by the raccoon, well known for its agility, but also out of easy reach of their enemies. Carrion is a main part of their diet, particularly if speaking of a female with small kits. Her need for additional protein to sustain her milk production makes carrion a particularly good source of food. I think carrion is just meat. I think it's another word for any sort of meat. Small, tender, easy to chew meat, I think. I could be wrong about that. Actually, I could probably look it up. No. The decaying flesh of dead animals. Oh, roadkill. Okay, so that's what carrion is. Carrion is roadkill. So raccoons are scavengers.
Ah, a book on the fauna and flora of Louisiana.
Okay, and then there's something else too, right here. This is the note about Davy. Dear Mr. Arneson, it was a rare pleasure to encounter your extraordinary altruistic attitude towards your employee, young Davy. Few would have made the effort to discover the truth of his affliction, and most would have discharged this boy from their services without hesitation. It is fortunate that Dr. Gallagher, it looks like Gallagher, who has expertise in these matters, is also your neighbor. It's Gallagher. It's supposed to be Gallagher. Without his intervention, it is doubtful we would have been introduced, and then you would not have had the answers about this young man that you have been seeking. First, I will tell you that Davy's problems are sociological, psychological, rather than physical. Also, you have already noticed he hears and understands perfectly well. A medical examination also revealed that his vocal organs are unimpaired. The final diagnosis is that a psychological trauma or mental blockage is what prevents him from speaking. As for your anecdote concerning the coins and discovery of the incredible talent that this young man seems to have for figures, it reminds me of similar child prodigy cases. I have requested their files from my colleagues and hope to learn more. All I can say now is that your employee has a phenomenal memory for figures, and that an adapted teaching program could enable him to exploit this talent further and benefit his community. Best regards, Dr. L. Lakofka. So, I don't know how Sherlock knew that this kid was, like, gifted before reading this, but you're supposed to read that before that point. Can we get this book? Is this book important? No, I don't think so. Okay, good. So now we know about the lemons and the mosquitoes. Lemon tree, lemon tree.
This should prove useful.
Nice lemons. How do I... Nope.
Watson, cover yourself with lemon juice. It will protect you from the mosquito stings.
Do you know any similar trick to avoid the sting of bullets? We likely need it soon.
All right.
There are signs of a struggle here. Perhaps Arneson regained his senses and fought back. Blood, and in large quantities. This bush has been stripped of its lower leaves and slightly uprooted. Someone grabbed hold of the brambles and refused to let go. His adversary, unable to get him down due to the man's tight grasp, must have cut off his hand. I would say his right.
What a horror!
So Arneson's
Rather,
hand was cut
and
off.
quite determined.
There's evidence that a fierce struggle took place in the swamp on the way from Arneson's garden to the riverbank. The violence of this fight was unmistakable, as someone's right hand was severed at the same place. Is that it? That must be. They were clearly dragged out here.
A boat was waiting here. Watson, it seems everything leads to the swamp. How can we get there?
We must find that fisherman, the one at the docks who gave us information. He could help us.
You're quite right, Watson. Besides, it would be wise to visit a young woman.
A young woman?
Okay. Looks like we're going to the port district.
Run, Watson, run!
Yikes.
We outran them, Holmes.
Surely not, Watson. They ceased their chase only when they saw we continued towards the port. Apparently, they have orders to kill intruders only as a last resort.
Is this supposed to reassure me?
Okay, so we know that Lucy works here, so why don't we go and talk to this lady here?
Good evening, my darlings. Come to have a little fun, have you?
Well,
No, madam. We merely wish to speak with one of your boarders about an extremely urgent matter.
Of course you do, darling. How much money you looking to spend?
The matter is, madam, I must protest. It's not what you think. This is extremely urgent and involves nothing questionable.
Oh, sure, I understand. I know all about these urgent matters you fellas have to talk about with the girls. But unless I see the color of your money, you and your urgent matters best keep on moving. At least there are two of you. You could always lend each other a hand.
what did she just say? These Americans have such colorful expressions.
Adult jokes are fun. Okay. So, can we give her this?
What else do you want? We have work to do.
Alright, it's not really ours to give anyway. What if we give her this? Okay.
Good evening, my darlings.
Oh,
Come to have a little
I don't want to do this
fun,
again.
have you?
Well...
Wait.
No, madam. We came to give this bouquet to one of your boarders. You know who I'm talking about. We have something very important to say to her.
Good evening. You brought these flowers? Who are you? What's happened to...
Mr. Arnson? We still do not know exactly what has happened with the gentleman, but we are here to try and find out. Listen to me, miss.
Lucy.
My dear Miss Lucy, my friend and I have come here all the way from England. You may have seen us this morning with the sheriff.
Are you working for him?
No. Actually, we suspect him of obstructing our investigation. Our case has some remote connection with Mr. Arnson, so we went to his home to talk with him. While there, we found evidence he has been abducted, and one of his servants had been murdered.
Kidnapped? But why?
I don't know, but time is running out. Please tell us what you know about Mr. Arnson. And, Miss Lucy, omit nothing. Even the most trivial of facts may prove to be of great importance.
He is such a kind man and had promised we would be married this autumn. He arrived in New Orleans about 2 years ago. He's a hunter and was to stay but a few weeks. He was after something in the swamp, Lord knows what. Then we met here. I had just started working, you see. Madam said that she would let me leave only if my debts and worth to her was paid off in full. A few weeks ago, Miss Arneson, said that he had the solution. Maybe he had the money and was kidnapped by people who wanted it. It would have been a small fortune to most folks round here.
And you know where he could have hidden it?
Oh, I don't care about the money. If it could bring me back Errol, I'd give it away gladly. He showed me a secret room upstairs. He shoots with a gun to open it. He says that nobody else can succeed but a real marksman. Behind the wall is a cupboard with weapons and a little box hidden behind a big rifle. His money is inside. To open the gate of the cupboard, he uses his signet ring that he wears on his right hand. But how can any of this help you? You don't have his ring.
You have been of greater assistance than you may realize, Miss Lucy. If Mr. Arnson is still alive, we shall bring him back to you. Come on, Watson.
All right.
Now, Watson, let's explore this swamp.
We must find that fisherman, the one at the docks who gave us information. He could help us.
Alrighty. Old Champagne.
Good evening, sir. We are interested in a short trip along the bayou into the nearby swamp.
My mouth, nobody but some fool go in that swamp at night. Come back tomorrow. Old Champagne take you then for a fact.
No, sir. It is of the gravest importance that we could go to the swamp, and tonight.
No ways to get there. Unless we have some boat hereabouts. Now, I can sell you the boat, but tell you true, you get your own selves to the swamp.
I believe we can find some manner of payment that you will find satisfactory. We shall return.
We have a bottle of champagne.
Will this cover the cost of a boat?
It been kept in a bad way. My foot, it warm now for sure. All this'll get you them planks from the woodpile around there.
And one of your lanterns.
Sold.
Beautiful.
What do you expect to do with this, Holmes? Build a raft?
Watson, let's pay a visit to this Anson.
Okay. Where are we going?
Would you be so kind as to explain to me why we are coming back
Yeah,
with
what's
these
with the
wood
planks?
planks?
We are searching for a signet ring, Watson.
And how do these planks help us find it?
Good point.
We must recover the hand that wears it, so we must find a way to lure its finder.
But whom are you talking about, Holmes?
Who has Arneson's signet ring? Who do we know nearby that's a scavenger that eats dead meat?
The facts speak for themselves, Watson. The key that unlocks Anson's cupboard is the signet ring he customarily wears on his right hand. There was the very same severed by one of his kidnappers when the poor man clung to the bush we saw on the way to the bayou. It so happens that raccoons are attracted by carrion and also are quite taken by shiny objects. No doubt one has made off with our missing hand and its ring. I noticed their tracks nearby, and no doubt they have a nest in this area. Find the raccoons, and we find our hand.
As you put it, it seems quite obvious, Holmes.
It's simplicity itself. But now we need to place some bait so the little fellow will come out and take us back to his den.
I want to try something. No? Oh. Sorry. I was so when I was looking up a thumbnail for this live stream, I found out that Cinnamon Toast Ken played this game a few years ago. And I watched it. It's a really good Let's Play. You should watch it. But he did this thing where he like clipped through the balcony and like it caused him to sink under the map, and it was hilarious. And I was like, I didn't know you could do that. But I can't seem to repeat it, which is probably for the best. It's really funny. Anyway, we're gonna find some meat. I think we found some earlier in the kitchen. Some ham.
I'm going to set this outside to attract the little devil.
Where was he? I don't know. There he is. Up the tree. His nest is
Watson,
in
there's
the
the
roof.
nest. It's on the roof, above the balcony.
So let's go upstairs. To the balcony.
I am missing something.
We're going to use these planks to make a ladder. Oh yes, I probably should have warned you. If you are unfamiliar with this game, or if you haven't seen any previous parts, or you haven't seen my tweet about it, this game is particularly gory. This isn't that bad, in my opinion. It's pretty mild, but it does get worse. There are body parts, dismemberment, a lot of dead bodies. This game is particularly bloody and gory, so if you're not into that, I suggest you watch something else. But this is a small taste of what this game is like. This game can be a little scary, and we will be coming up to a scary part, and I'll notify you when that part comes up.
Excuse me, madam. I'm merely passing by with no wish to disturb you, although I'm sure you found Mr. Arnson to be a man of good taste.
Ew. I don't know why you had to say that. Alright, so now we have his signet ring. We can go get his money and hopefully a gun. Yes, please. Alright, let's grab a gun here.
What a splendid weapon.
Indeed, it'll be of great advantage in the swamp.
And
Here's what we
money.
need to buy a boat.
Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and...
Watson, we must move quickly. The enemy is close at hand, and there's another place we've yet to examine.
Okay, I need to trigger this cutscene, but I don't remember how. Oh, we just need to go downstairs. Watson? We just need to go to the hallway. There we go.
You should have listened to me, Mr. Holmes, and gone back on your boat.
It's the sheriff. Quickly, load the rifle, Holmes.
No, Watson. Forget the gun and see to the ladder.
I like the way
and
you
quickly.
think, Watson. Okay, we're going to grab this. We're going to put it down here. But
Let's go, Watson, to the port.
run. Okay. So now we're gonna go to Champagne's hut. And we've got money.
Have we enough to buy a boat, sir?
For sure.
Excellent. Could you tell us the best way to reach the swamp area nearest to the rich parish?
That's simple enough for any fool. Sail along the River Crook and keep close to the shore.
There is one last service you can do for us. The boat from which we disembarked is scheduled to leave tomorrow for Europe. Could you take a message to the crew for us? We may need for them to hold their departure until 8 o'clock in the morning.
Because you have
Will
the
do.
authority to do that.
And one last thing. How may we identify Old Sam's racks from any others?
Old Sam's racks be marked with blue and white tops.
Okay. Okay.
Now,
So
Watson, let's explore this swamp.
this part's kind of icky and scary and spooky. So if you're not into that, I suggest you not watch. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to follow the instructions that we got from... Ooh, that music. Search for Old Sam's racks. Okay, so we need Old Sam's racks, which... That's a little fast for me. Okay, these are Old Sam's racks.
Here is the hidden passage near Old Sam's racks. We are on the right course, Watson.
Okay. And then it says pass in front of Demon Rock. So we need to find Demon Rock. Somewhere. There's Old Sam's racks. Again. Oh. Need to go this way.
Here is the hidden passage near Old Sam's racks. We are on the right course, Watson.
Alright. We need to find Demon Rock. Are we going the wrong way?
Nothing of value there, Watson.
Oh.
Nothing of value there, Watson. Here
There's
is the
Demon
hidden
Rock.
passage near old Sam's racks. We are on the right course, Watson.
Here's Demon Rock.
Blood!
Here now, this is hardly reassuring.
Take a left in front of the jellyfish. I don't know what that means.
Here is the hidden passage near old Sam's racks. We are on the right course, Watson.
And
But what is this horror, Holmes? Where have you taken us?
Near the goal, Watson. Near the goal.
okay. Maybe this is a jellyfish? I don't know.
I can think of nothing useful. What are we to do, Holmes?
Okay. We're supposed to go
Good
left.
God! Look in the water! What monsters!
No, Watson. They are crocodiles, and apparently not very accommodating.
I can think of nothing useful. What are we to do, Holmes?
We must find some enticing food to lure them away from here, Watson. Let us think.
Holmes, I fail to see how they feed these creatures, and do not rely on me to dive in.
Well, we have a gun, don't we?
Bravo, Watson. Here is what will draw these reptiles in that
Icky,
direction
icky,
and free the
icky.
passage.
Much better. But let's hurry and get ourselves across before we become their next course.
Kind of want to keep the gun in my inventory, if I'm honest. Alright, so left of the jellyfish. They will not be hungry that night. Sing high the call with strength so they will know you. Okay, so then we must be close.
Attention, Watson. We arrive. Stand ready.
Here now, this is hardly reassuring.
Oh, Mr. Arneson, I presume.
Watson, see what you can do for this poor man. His servant took a harsh and terrible revenge by letting him go to these wild men. As for the others, I'm afraid we are too late.
Jesus.
I haven't examined everything yet.
Oh,
Pitiable and blind fools! Are you not aware of the Great One's arrival? Even now, his servants are coming across his kingdom, and the enlightened will give up their flesh to him. All will be present for his awakening. Do not fight the calling! Soon he will end his dreaming, and your world will be swallowed whole. Bow down and give thanks. You are the food of his new world.
I've got it, Holmes!
way to go, Watson. Is he okay? He's okay. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see what we can see. Alright, yeah, it's kind of icky. Icky, icky, icky. We've got dead bodies everywhere. Dead body parts. Icky, icky, icky. And we have Cthulhu. And we can put something there. I think I know what.
What a strange book. I've never seen these idioms before. How perfect. It will provide welcome diversion during our return voyage.
Look at these huts.
This sinister
Oh.
figure was also a cannibal. Bored by seafood, was he?
Ooh. Icky, icky, icky. Can we say... I feel like we can say something about those huts. But I don't know why he's not saying anything about them.
A good number of people have been here, not long ago, and indeed not freely.
Yikes.
Holmes, help me to carry him to the boat. I really can't say if he will survive the voyage back.
By the devil, that'd be Arneson.
Indeed. Do you know someone who can be accommodating and tend to him?
You takes yourselves round and seize that little Lucy what lives on the boat.
I know where Lucy is. Please, help my friends to lift this poor man to the wharf, and I will go find Miss Lucy.
What can we do for you, my pretty one?
Dear madam, could you tell Lucy that we have found Mr. Arneson, and tell her to hurry? This may be her last chance to see him while he still breathes.
Lucy! Lucy! Ah, here you are. This gentleman found your fella.
My God, can it be true?
Sure enough, as he say.
What have they done with you? Oh, my poor love.
He has lost his hand and is in deep shock. But with rest and tender care, he has a good chance to survive these injuries.
Oh, madam, please, please.
If I could have a moment, we found this sum of money, which is a large amount, and belongs to Mr. Arneson. I think it is fair to entrust it to your care.
Well, this seems all right then.
I will take good care of you. You'll see, my love.
About Arneson's place, there was some disorder left there. If you could be a good man and set things right.
You can count on old Champagne for every little thing. Now, that's a fact.
I can see our friend is in good hands. We better hurry, Watson. I see our ship is making ready to leave.
It's time to go back to England.
Watson, I have told you several times now, I am not to be disturbed.
But Holmes, you have been locked inside your cabin for all of 4 days now. Outside, the sun is simply radiant, and the wind from the sea...
If you approach me, Watson, I will throw you out. Now, leave me.
Blast it all, Holmes! I am bored. I can't take these sailors' conversations for another minute.
We have an understanding, Watson, each to his purpose. I will look to the translation of the book. You are to study the figures written out by our young friend Davy. Now, get on with your task and leave me to mine.
But you know that these enigmas are not my strong point. But wouldn't you have some other task, which is better suited to my skills, Holmes?
Of course. You're a man of letters, after all. So, return to the bridge, take your trusted notebook, and apply your mind to editing this small writing.
Agreed. On what subject?
It is my monograph on the calculated trajectories of gull excretia. Good day, Watson. I see we have received a message, undoubtedly from my brother Mycroft.
Sherlock, you should receive this letter upon your return from the Americas. Your instructions were followed to the letter in Switzerland, and I believe you will find the results satisfying. Several days ago, the Swiss authorities inspected the Black Edelweiss Institute and found evidence of serious breaches of established medical ethics, in total accord with your findings. Dr. Gyjax was also found and detained. Unfortunately, before anything could be learnt, he took desperate measures. He had hidden a small but highly lethal dose of potassium cyanide on his person. Before he could be stopped, he swallowed this poison and died immediately. He will be deeply missed. His employees denied any knowledge of the doctor's murderous activities, and the evidence supports the conclusion that they were merely employees carrying out his orders. I highly doubt that. I find that highly suspect. No trace was found of the Hindi. However, your friend, Superintendent Bilger, informed me that during their search of an underground level of the Institute, his men discovered a blood-spattered well. In this room, they also reported hearing a strange, maniacal laughter that appeared to come from the bottom of that same well. The superintendent thinks, as I do, that the sound was shouting of the patients gathered in the hospital square. He theorizes that due to the odd acoustics present, the sound was distorted and appeared to be originating from that foul well. I must say I agree completely with his reasoning and mention the odd report merely to apprise you of all the facts. You should also know that since its discovery, that dreadful room has been condemned and permanently sealed. Although most of Dr. Gyjax's documents were destroyed before the arrival of the Swiss police, a number of accounting references survived. These were adequate to trace a series of suspicious transactions. Even the famed confidentiality of the Swiss banks has their limits. One I learnt, though seemingly fantastic, is quite probable. It seems that Dr. Gyjax had laid his hands on a goodly portion, if not the entirety, of Lord Rochester's lost treasure. You may recall the story. Lord Rochester, the infamous London billionaire, married an American woman. They had but one child, a lad named Archibald. After the boy completed his education and achieved his majority, he traveled east to take charge of his father's interests. In addition to his holdings in England, Lord Rochester also held a number of jewel mines in India. At the end of 2 years, Archibald had accumulated a fortune in gemstones, all of the highest quality. The best of these were placed in a chest, which he took with him onto a ship bound for England. Then his fortunes turned. Neither he nor the gems ever saw land, as a dreadful storm sank the ship near the Indian coast. Only a few of the ship's crew survived. The bodies of the rest were pulled from the sea, with one notable exception. Not a trace was found of either Archibald or the famed chest, and the tragedy took a far greater toll. Lord Rochester was devastated by the news and died soon after. Grief-stricken Lady Rochester returned to her family home in Boston. She herself died not long ago. What was once a noble family is now gone. What you may not know is that Archibald Rochester had the stones carefully documented and inventoried before he boarded the ship. I was fortunate to see these very documents recently. Comparing the particulars, I can say that with the utmost confidence that some of these same stones, presumably at the bottom of the Indian Ocean abyss, have ostentatiously surfaced in the middle of the Swiss Alps. I was unsuccessful in uncovering exactly what facts led to Amos Colby, the Northwood Agency operative, to that area, but you may know more about this subject than I am privy to. Sincerely yours, Mycroft. So we have a Rochester and mysterious jewels in play.
Strange. Here, read this, Watson.
Indeed, but the possession of such a treasure is an end in itself. Why the devil go through with such an elaborate masquerade?
Money is often the motive of the basest acts, but not in this case. These are deep waters indeed, Watson. These people follow some other dark purpose, so desperate that it justifies any sacrifice and great risk.
You frighten me, Holmes.
I know. Sometimes I frighten myself. Enough of idle speculations, Watson. I asked you to study the figures drawn by young Davy. No doubt they are some cipher. What do you make of them?
What is the solution to the code written by young Davy? Okay. So let's look at Davy's message. 687 954 312. I am unfamiliar with this kind of code. 214 679 839342 175 88123. I might have to look this one up. I don't remember ever having been able to figure this out. 687 954 312 slash gonna look it up. Davy's cipher. The first 9 numbers with a backslash at the end is an example of how the rest is decoded. 687 954 312. See that numbers 1 through 9 are present. Yes. Start separating numbers into until a number gets repeated. Then check which number is missing from that set. Okay. That seems quite elaborate. So 214 679 214 679 83. Okay. And then what number is missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is missing. Okay. So then I started with 2146793. So the next set, start here, 93421 The number that's missing there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is missing from that set. Okay. Start here, 8, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 9, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're all present in that one. 8, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 9, 7. They're all present in that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's weird. Is that supposed to happen like that? No. Go back. Eight, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5. None is missing. Oh, so that's a 0. Duh. Okay. 5, 5, 2, 7, 6, 1, 9, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 is missing. Okay, and then 5, 7, 9, 5, 7, 9, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3 is missing. And then 2, 4, 5, 3, 8, 9, 7, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is missing. And then down here, 5, 9, 7, 2, 4, 8, 6, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 0. So I keep going with the numbers until I make a set until I repeat a number in that set. In case you missed that when I said that when I started, I'm gonna separate this out in case that's important. That's on a new line like that. Okay, so 3, 7, 5, 8, 9, 2, 1, 4. And there's already an 8 in the sequence, so we'll skip that. So we'll stop there. 3, 7, 5, 8, 9, 2, 1, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is missing. So we'll write down 6. 8, 2, 9. 8, 2, 9. 7, 4, 3. 6, 5. 1 is missing from that one. I stopped at 5. 9, 6, 7, 5, 2, 4, 8, 1. We have 1, 2, 3 is missing. And then 9, 8, 2, 5, 6, 3, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 is missing from that one. Alright. So we have 5, 6, 0, 4, 3, 6, 0, 6, 1, 3, 4. Let's try it. 5, 6, 0. Oh. Okay, 5, 6, 0, 4, 3, 6, 0, 6, 1, 3, 4.
Your intentions are good, my dear Watson, but you have missed everything of importance.
Maybe there needs to be a space. 5, 6, 0, 0, 4, 3, 6, 4, 3, 6, space, 0, 6, 1, 3, 4.
Your intentions are good, my dear Watson, but you have missed everything of importance.
Let me check and make sure that I'm right. 5, 6, 0, 4, 3, 6. And then 0, 6, 1, 3, 4. Oh, you don't count the zeros. Okay. 5, 6, 4, 3, 6, space, 6, 1, 3, 4. There we go.
Indeed, they are open to but one possible meaning, even if it eludes me at present. As for my own enigma, I have failed to penetrate the secrets of this book. The language is archaic, and my own modest knowledge of ciphers is sorely tested. I have succeeded in drawing forth only insanities and other absurdities. According to this book, if my translation is exact, if one makes this mark with human blood, and then with conviction recites this illuminating verse, the victim is mesmerized or deemed to leave his mind. I tell you, Watson, this reads like complete gibberish. I do not know what to make of it.
How did you say it? What? These drawings, what a horror. I tell you, Holmes, this book gives me great unease, as does almost everything to do with this affair.
I just recalled, Watson. Didn't Barnes, the bookseller, tell us he had studied ancient history? Perhaps he might help us with the translation of this book. We must seek out better minds, for we are at a standstill. I have not the slightest idea where they could have taken these people and what consequences await them. Let's take our leave and see if Barnes might be of assistance.
And these are the strange markings that we found in the ritual book that we found under Cthulhu. Yikes. Okay. I will save it. And I will take a 15-minute break. Hello, hello, welcome back, fellow witches and wizards. Welcome back. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull the game back up. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Alright. Let's go see Barnes. Where are we? Barnes. Perfect.
Mr. Holmes, Dr. Watson, a real pleasure to see you. I say, where have you been? You've stayed away for some months now.
Indeed, we
We've
took
been
a
in
very long
America.
journey and barely made it back. However, we have more important matters to discuss. Didn't you say you have some knowledge of ancient people, their language, writings, and customs?
Indeed I did, Mr. Holmes. Why do you ask?
We'd like you to look at this creepy book for us.
You are just the man we need. I ran across this esoteric text during our travels and wondered if... Is there something wrong, Barnes?
Mr. Holmes, wherever did you find this? This book, it is worthy of a museum.
If you could be so good as to translate some of these fragments for me, I would be in your debt. I am particularly interested in these pages here. They are in the poorest condition and therefore appear to be the most used.
With pleasure. I will get to work straight away and keep you informed of my progress.
So remember the dances that Sherlock was doing on the ship in the cutscene getting over here back to England? If you remember, if you've seen my Sherlock Holmes versus Arsène Lupin, I believe that game takes place after this one. You see Barnes doing those dances when we interrupt him in his bookstore in that game. He's doing the same dances that Sherlock does. So clearly he's very interested in this book, and this book starts to needle into his brain. Poor Barnes. Okay. So what now? I don't know. Actually. Let's talk to this kid.
Strand! Get the Strand! 3 ships still missing at sea! All aboard feared lost! Get the Strand! Latest word on the missing ships!
Give me the latest edition. There's a good lad.
Thank you, mister.
Alright. Strand, London, 2nd of December, 1894. Storm of the century. The colossal tempest many are already calling the storm of the century has taken hold of the Scottish and Irish coastlines. It has been raging for these last 2 weeks, and officials are alarmed by signs that the storm is intensifying. Witnesses report that the winds are increasing and waves higher than 40 feet have been spotted. The storm is taking a terrible toll in shipping and the lives of seamen. 34 ships have been reported lost, and even as this article goes to press, several hundred lives hang in the balance as seamen struggle against the raging elements. Sadly, the Royal Navy Rescue is presently forbidden to launch any search parties due to these dangerous conditions. Until the storm lifts, those lost at sea have only fortune and faith which may carry them home. Their one ray of hope is that the majority of lighthouses remain in operation. The roads leading to them are largely underwater, and their occupants, the guardians of our coast and a sailor's lost friend, are manning their posts bravely, though they remain cut off from the world. Her Majesty the Queen held an emergency meeting with her ministers about the crisis along our coast, and it was learned that similar phenomena are occurring around the world. An extraordinary quality of the tempest that is savaging our waters is that it appears to affect the weather around the world, creating similar storms elsewhere. Reports from continental Europe, the Americas, Africa, and Oceania all speak of the rapidly deteriorating sea conditions. Some scholars speculate that the force and direction of the currents around our coastline is amplifying the effect of these waves in the ambient seas. However, according to these same scholars, a worldwide effect of this magnitude would be the first of its kind. So it's almost as if this big world event is happening in the ocean. Maybe there is some sort of God awakening and rising from the sea. French police sputter. Undoubtedly, the French police are always late. It is unbridled in its unbridled chase of the mysterious burglar A.L., whose exploits we have followed with great regularity. The police have struck a significant obstacle, this being the victim's unbridled admiration for this canny thief. A rich and well-known eccentric heiress was recently robbed of a fortune in gems. Their value is estimated to be several hundred million francs. The regional authorities had placed her estate under close watch, as they quite rightly regarded it as a prime target for this notorious thief. Last night, a shadowy figure was observed scaling the wall, crossing the grounds, and entering the residence. The policemen closed their trap neatly with an entire brigade standing by as reinforcements. They charged the manor, throwing the household into a panic, and rushed the heiress's private rooms. She met them in her nightdress and perkily announced that the theft of her jewelry had just occurred. After several minutes, rather long ones, she explained that she showed the burglar an ancient secret passage in her room, through which he escaped and skillfully avoided the police. The passage led to a nearby train station. The shocked civil servants took their leave without saying a word, rejecting the light meal prepared for them by the lady of the house. No doubt it will take more than a few croissants for this lady to persuade the assurance company to pay her the value of the stolen gems. So it's another...
Watson, consider the news of all these missing ships. I have an idea, but it will be necessary to secure a chart for the Scotland coast and nearby seas. No point in asking Barnes. I have no desire to divert his attention from the translation.
True enough, Holmes. But where else would we find such a chart?
It's another hint at what the next game is going to be. It's not the next game for us, however. We've already played it. It is on the channel if you haven't seen it yet. Alright. We want to go to the wharf. Where else would you find a chart about the sea?
It's elementary. It is a sea chart we seek. We must go to the harbour.
Never thought we'd see this place again.
Good day, sir.
Good morning to you, gentlemen. Would you care for a pint, or perhaps something finer?
Thank you, but at the moment I
A
have
glass
need
of
of
milk?
information and will have to miss another glass of your fine ale. More's the pity. Would you happen to know where I could find charts of the local waters?
They're all kept at the harbour master's office, but I'm afraid only those with port business are allowed to enter. I trust you understand.
Precisely. What I need is a chart of the Scottish area, where all those ships have wrecked recently.
Indeed, such a sad tale. All those poor souls lost at sea. It seems as if the very devil is at work there. Hang on, a chart of the Scotland coastline, you said? It seems to me I have one in my room over there, behind the bar. Here's the key. Take it and have a look for yourself. If you find it, it's yours for the taking.
He's been most helpful.
I need something.
Lord Rochester's son embarks for India. Another mention of Lord Rochester.
A photograph of Rochester as a young man. I have what we need, Watson. Now, let's examine this map.
Scotland, west coast. Now, remember the coordinates that
Let
we
us
got.
pause to consider the...
Yeah, I know. I want to look here, please. Remember these numbers. They're actually coordinates. 56, 436, and 06134. Latitude and longitude. Alright, so looks like it's uh, 56 latitude and 06 longitude. 56. And if you don't remember from school, latitude is the horizontal ones and the longitude is the vertical lines on the map or the globe. 56. Okay, so 56. 436. 56. So 56 is anything before this point, right? So anything before 57, so it's down here. And 56, 436. So somewhere between here. Between the 40 and the 50 mark. And we want 06. Let's try to stay in this section here. So we want to go this way. Huh? Oh, yes. It's in between. Okay, so it's going to be in between here and here somewhere. Okay. 134. Okay, so 436. That's not quite 500. And 134. Maybe.
Watson, that's what those mysterious figures meant. Longitude and latitude. They indicate a point along the Scottish coast called Ardnamurcombe. Let's bring back the key to the tavern keeper and see if he knows this place.
Do, 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 do.
Did you find everything to your liking?
Indeed, you are as good as your word. I found the charts just as you said. Does the name Ardnamurcombe mean anything to you?
Ah, yes. It's a lighthouse along that very coastline. Legend has it, the place was built over a pirate's hideaway. In fact, now that I think on it, that spot is right in the middle of the tempest that is taking down all those ships. Rather odd-looking building. They say the chap who built it, Stevenson I believe his name was, that he fancied up the entrance with foreign symbols, Egyptian obelisks and even a dog with wings. Strange fixings for a lighthouse, isn't it?
So good. I feel like there's... Did we read anything about an Egyptian sphinx? Or anything like that? I don't think so. But good. We have what we need, right? Do we need to go back to Barnes? Yes. Perfect. So that is where these, that's where the criminals or the bad guys or whatever you want to call them are meeting at this lighthouse in Ardnamurcombe, whatever it was. What? No, that's not. No, I want Barnes. Let's see what he has discovered.
Mr. Holmes, I was able to translate the pages that you wanted. Come, I will show you. This book is quite ancient. It tells of a terrifying sect devoted to strange entities. The descriptions are vague, but we can presume the origin of this myth arises from the destructive Leviathan represented in the Bible, a creature said to sleep and dream in a strange city under the sea.
A nightmare sleeping within the sea.
To be exact, the pages you asked me to translate are in fact a prayer or invocation to this entity and the description of the ceremony associated with it. To be frank, what is described in this book would make one laugh, were it not for its reliance on such horribly obscene, morbid, and bloodthirsty language.
And this ceremony, what can you tell me about it?
Promise me you will not laugh. The book says that hundreds or thousands of years ago, during a particular alignment of the stars, a priest performed these rites, invoking the name of a destructive Leviathan. The priest intoned his name and called for his return to this earth so his followers could give him his due. The priest then asked a representative of each nation on the earth to recite the invocation and sacrifice themselves to the sea from atop a colossal natural rock tower surrounded by water. All this is quite absurd, isn't it?
Pray continue, Barnes.
As you like. It goes on to say that the ceremony must be held under the image of the messenger of the outside gods. Nothing more exact is said on these entities. However, from their description, their messenger would have a form rather close to the Egyptian Sphinx, except that his face is without feature and jet black in colour. So an idol in its likeness must be present during the ceremony. But can you imagine that? Some so-called priest and an international crowd atop a tower singing in unison before some faceless winged stone lion?
I can imagine it very well, Barnes. You say that these people are to throw themselves into the sea so that their god will have his due. But what is it about? What does this god seek?
That's the most preposterous part of this tale, and proves it to be pure myth and fancy. Even for the sake of argument, this ceremony could never have happened. In such ancient times, it would have been quite impossible to gather representatives from every nation on Earth and in one place.
I understand, Barnes. Humour me a bit more, and please answer my last question. What would this Leviathan want from us?
Indeed, we would owe this creature our world. According to this, complete the ceremony and the collective sacrifice, invoke the demon, and he will arise and swallow the earth. Yes, Holmes, they sought nothing less than the end of the world. What nonsense!
Thank you, Barnes. I must leave now. Goodbye. The newspaper dating before our departure. Watson, find it. There was some article about the current alignment of the stars.
Yep.
This may tell us precisely how much time we have left.
It was for
But
December.
Holmes, surely you can't believe...
The newspaper, Watson. Find that newspaper. Look, Watson!
Card
The
number.
light is barely lit. This explains the shipwrecks and recent disappearances.
Holmes, if we do not find a place to land, and soon, I fear they will add our names to those poor souls lost in these seas. Oh my God! Holmes, look! The sea! It just swallowed him!
Lambs for the slaughter! Watson, we must stop this!
Yes. So we have made it to the final section of the game. We are approaching the end game. Yeah, so everything that we've been reading about, everything we've been researching comes up to this point. So we read about the alignment of the stars, and that was going to happen in December. That's what these people were preparing for, the alignment of the stars. And that's why we have all these people being kidnapped from all these different corners of the world, from, India and China and all matters of Asia and Nepalese, the Nepalese boy that was taken. And then, all those people that were gathered from Europe, in Switzerland, and then even people from America that were being gathered. So all these different places all over the world were being gathered to this place here before the Sphinx with blackened faces, as we will see. So we're gonna look around here a bit. As usual with all Sherlock Holmes games, the end puzzle is usually quite long and drawn out. Like, I think it's time for the game to end, but they have to add a couple more puzzles and such before the end, as usual.
They took particular pains to give this statue a featureless black face. It is sealed tight from the inside. They took particular pains to give this statue a featureless black face.
I've got skull torches, I guess.
This rope is hardly reliable, but it's the best that we have.
I also want you to remember that at the beginning, we read stories about Pirate McGrinty, Captain McGrinty, and his treasure.
Indeed, barrels of fresh water.
And that when we found that one of his colleagues, or one of his pirates, were found, and he had something very interesting to say about how to find this treasure. So we need to find another way into this place. Ooh, big gaping hole. And has to do with the, it said, where is it? Well, anyway, in here it says that you need to find the 3 gaping mouths, the 3 spitting mouths, or something like that. And that's these
Watson,
geysers
here
right
are 3 geysers of seawater. We could do well to remember what McGrinty's man said before they slit his throat.
And it said to start here and to walk towards the ram. And look, there's a stone that looks like a ram.
This isn't right. Perhaps if I begin again.
This is also a puzzle that's quite finicky. You have to start at a very particular section. Where is it?
Watson, here are 3 geysers of seawater. We could do well to remember what McGrinty's man said before they slit his throat. This must be the place. You know my methods, Watson. Let's examine the soil closely.
I need something.
I begin to think those pirate tales are more than mere superstitions.
You may well be right, Holmes. And about the ghost?
Who knows, Watson? Who knows?
Holmes!
Come on, Watson. We are men of science, aren't we? A real danger waits for us in this lighthouse, if we reach it. To reassure you, I will take the lead and go down first. Let's see. It seems to me it is rather an abrupt descent. How should we go about this?
We should use rope. Yeah. Whoops.
Holmes! Holmes! Can you hear me? Holmes! Are you all right?
Don't worry, Watson. I appear to still be in one piece. This rope is finished.
But fortune is on our side, as the lantern is undamaged. This ground is unstable. I dare not take a step without the light.
Holmes! I will try to join you.
No, Watson, stay where you are. This rope is useless. We are quite separated, my friend. I will try to find the way to the lighthouse alone. Although, to be honest, I would feel much better with a weapon at my side. No, keep your pistol. It could discharge if dropped. Here now, I have an idea. Toss me that iron bar instead.
Watch out!
Watson, what rotten luck! It is stuck!
Holmes! I can't understand what you are saying!
I can barely make him out. Bad luck. The hole must be blocked with debris. From now on, I have only my wits to serve me.
Great! Oh, well, at least we have a buddy.
This skeleton has fossilized. It must have been here for years.
Mr. Bones, I'll call him.
The only foe I could hope to beat with that
There's a
is
lot
a
of
serving
Mr.
of pudding,
Bones around here.
and even then only if it were lightly prepared.
It's a bony family.
I need something.
There's a very good chance I will finish this game before the end of the stream. I might just finish it, to be honest. We're like super close to the ending.
This box is almost untouched. Moreover, someone has taken care to seal it against the elements with a cover and tar.
Get me out. Whoa, I'm gonna get lost.
To fall into this crevice would mean certain death.
Yeah, yikes.
Unequivocally, alcohol has destroyed everything here.
Lots of bony friends. Oh.
Some of these bones have fossilized over time. I could use them as torch handles. Perhaps if I call out, Watson will hear me.
Watson! I say there, Watson!
No use, he can't hear me anymore.
Ah, bum. There's a way up here, is there? I think I can go up those boards.
These beams undoubtedly came from some structure overhead. Maybe something interesting is there, but I can't make it out. Yes, there is something here.
We can't see it. We have another Mr. Bones.
Poor devil, alcohol has killed him.
I'll be taking that.
I need something.
Do I have the lantern? I do have the lantern. Perfect.
This will do nicely as a ladder.
Yes. Yes.
This should prove useful. He liked his drink. Apparently too much. Ah, still some left. This drink twists a man's gut at least
Drink
95
it, you
degrees,
madman.
and age has not improved it.
What is wrong with you?
Now it can't be used for anything.
What do you mean? Can we cut it?
Now it can't be used for anything.
We gotta be able to do something with it.
Now it can't be used for anything.
Can I put my lantern
I
there?
must find a way to move this without breaking it.
Yeah, this thing.
And there, it is done.
Up we go. And we're gonna put this there. And we'll climb up to this.
What have we here? A powder keg. It has been sealed tight, so the powder inside may still be of use.
Let's go ahead and put...
And there, it is done.
I think we want to put this in there too. Well, maybe not. Okay. Okay. I don't know why we did that. That's the way we came. Let's go back to that section with Watson. Not there. Not there.
Watson! I say there,
Dang
Watson!
it. I thought that would work.
No use, he can't hear me anymore.
Oh, I thought that would work. Okay. I don't know what to do. Help! I'm stuck. I don't know what he wants me to do. Let me have the lantern back. Please. Seems quite high. Can we, like, open this? Yes.
Sails, sails, and more sails. They might serve as rags. We shall see. I can't do this.
We need, like, a match or something, though. Oh!
I am still alive, but I have broken my lantern.
Ah, poo. Can we talk to Watson now?
Watson! Watson!
The storm no doubt drowns out my calls, but I need a light and only Watson can help me. I need something like a speaking cone.
He needs a speaking cone.
Watson!
What? Is that the ghost?
Watson! It's me, Holmes!
The ghost of Holmes? Whatever are you up to now?
Watson! Woohoo! Watson!
Woohoo!
Oh, good. Watson, here you are, at last.
It is definitely me, Holmes. Don't worry, I am here at my post and steady as a rock.
Rather hard of hearing lately. Sorry, my dear Watson. Would you happen to have some matches on you?
Well, yes. Take these.
Thank you, Watson. You've done all you can. Now go and find some shelter from this storm. I believe I'm on the right path now.
No bother at all, Holmes. I will be close by. Just call out, and I'm your man.
There's a good man. Where would I be without my Boswell?
Okie dokie. So now we have matches. What we need to do is find a way across this thing.
If I could move this rock, I believe I could go further. I need something.
I need
The bomb is...
A bomb. Fire. Did that work? I guess it did. Good. I'll be taking that, sir.
And there, it is done.
Okay, this puzzle's a little weird. There's no instructions. You don't really need instructions. You can pretty much guess and check.
And there,
Ta-da!
it is done. The most vulnerable part of this device is clearly this old rusted padlock. This should prove useful.
Ta-da!
And there, it is done.
Yikes.
This well must empty directly into an underground river. This well must empty directly into an underground river.
Okay. Oh, I thought that was a place we could go.
This well must empty directly into an underground river.
Don't know why you're
Nothing.
supposed to do that. Let's try this one. Oh. Dumb.
Nothing.
Okay. What about this one? Oh, that one looks interesting.
Yes, there is something here. To fall into this crevice would mean certain death.
I don't. Maybe I could get that belt back. Okay, so I gotta remember which one it is. It's that big one in the upper right. Can we take this? We can! Yes! Can we... There we go. Ooh. Oh. Oh. What? Oh. A peg leg. Where am I supposed to go? Oh.
Closed, tight. Only a person with a wooden leg should open this door.
Fortunately, we have
Only a
one of
person
those.
with a wooden leg should open this door.
Yeah, I know.
Only a person with a wooden
Yeah.
leg should open this door.
Ta-da! Ooh, we found Captain McGrinty.
The treasure was poorly concealed after all. Why, even a child could have found it. Now we must move on to more serious concerns. Could this be a way back to the lighthouse?
Could be. Look at all this booty.
The treasure was poorly concealed after all. Why, a truly
take
magnificent piece, and in such good condition.
He died just sitting here, huh? Not a bad way to be. Dying while sitting.
Watson! Watson!
Here am I, Holmes! Did you find a way to reach the lighthouse?
Not yet, but I'm working on it. I need your help. Could you recover the mast of one of these shipwrecked boats and throw it through the fissure?
A mast, you say? Throw it through the fissure! I will do what I can, Holmes!
Hurry, Watson!
And now I am Watson. That was weird. I had a hammer in my hand. Okay. Where... Need one of these. Yes. Just gonna lug this over here. I don't know why I have the saber in my hands. Ooh, a ladder.
This light must come from inside the lighthouse. What is that
Ooh.
ungodly stench?
Snow
No time for
outside.
speculation. I must lift this stone.
Fluffy snow. Alright, things are gonna get a little gory.
Oh my god.
Mm. Ooh.
I need something.
These lamps produce a lethal smoke. We must stop these fires, and quickly. A bucket and some water. Hurry, Watson.
Jesus, look at this.
I am very happy that... Oh my God! What sort of madman could...
If we are to find out, we must find a way to reach the top of the lighthouse.
Alright, so we're gonna go get a bucket and some water to put out these fires. Bucket.
I shall take this. I must return to the lighthouse, and quickly.
And good thing you don't have to refill that bucket. It's a never-ending bucket of water. We'll start. Oh, I guess we can't go over there.
I need something.
Bravo, Holmes!
It should just be in my hand already.
How clever you are, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson. You discovered our trail and found this fool Arneson. Ah, my dear Arneson, please tell me how his hand and all that goes on in his head. I am Ashmat, true believer of the great old ones. Tremble, fools! I will fill you with lead and then stuff you with octopus.
Yikes. So that's Ashmet. That's Arneson's servant.
Very interesting.
That was doing nefarious things, if you remember. Interesting. What? I wasn't paying attention. I don't have a gun. Can I continue doing this? I can.
Bravo, Holmes!
Oh, look at this. Nothing. Oh, that's it. That's
Hurry up,
spooked him.
Holmes!
Meh, meh, meh.
Bravo, Holmes! Bravo, Holmes!
Is that it? I think that's it. Okay. So, is that everything we can see around here? I think a lot of this is just set dressing. Thank goodness. Alright, let's go. Let's go get this guy. Get him.
Take caution. He is most certainly waiting for us upstairs. I will try to lure him into range, and this time take aim at his head.
Holmes, but I have no more bullets.
Then fate is against us, Watson.
Great.
Unless, if his belief is his strength, perhaps it is also his weakness.
Remember how Sherlock was talking earlier about how he was talking about a rite in the ritual book. If you draw a shape, draw a picture in blood, and you say that gibberish sentence, a demon will leave the person's mind. He's gonna use that trick now on Ashmut.
I need something.
Yeah, you do.
Here is the place. Now, to find some blood and draw the sign of the great old ones. I need something.
Oh, sorry. I think it's in his hand already. Alright, so we are gonna make...
This isn't right.
Yeah.
Perhaps if I begin again.
I'm gonna show them the picture that you're supposed to make. Oh, let me back up. This picture here. Okay. Let's see. No, that's not right. That I don't think that's right either. That one. That one. No. Oh wait, I did that one. I tried that one already. No. You can pretty much guess. No. I'm just gonna kind of put some of these here and there we go. Nope, 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 nope. What one was that? No. No! Ugh! That's clearly not the one I wanted. Okay. No. That's not the one I wanted to click on. At least it's not timed. I know it sounds like it is. It's not. Here, let's just put all of them on here. Okay. And we'll see what we have at the end here. Alright. Shoot, which one's the one that I just... No. This one. No, that's not the one I'm trying to get rid of. That's not the one I'm trying to get rid of either. Here, let's just... There. And now put these back. Which one am I missing? Maybe that is the one. No, it's not. No. That's it. That's it, right?
This isn't right.
What?
Perhaps if I begin again.
How is that not right? That's not right either. What's the one that I... Oh. Wow, I can't see that. 1 second. I don't know why this isn't working for me. No, that's not the one. No, that's not right either.
And there, it is done.
Okay.
I am missing something. Gnarth Khod Holem Silustige Sabala Ho.
Okay. Yikes. Up we go. And the music has stopped.
It is locked. The only way in is to batter it down.
Where'd we get that?
Your friend will have a hard time.
And there's
you
Dirty
too, my
Summers
friend.
from earlier. From at the wharf. Oops.
Go on, kill me. You're too late. Nothing will stop the master from finishing his work.
And why is that?
The door is locked with a padlock, and as long as my friend's alive, you'll never have that key. He surely crushed your pathetic friend. Believe me, he's a better man in a fight than me.
Cease your prattle. Where is the
I wouldn't
key?
underestimate Watson.
Here comes my friend.
Where is the key? Listen, you fool. What is the good of this great event if you lose your head and hands to a sword?
You're right, my dear. Anyway, you'll never get that key so long as my friend's alive. He has it deep and safe in his own...
Watson, thanks.
Holmes, I am in time.
As always, Watson, as always.
I was quite fortunate. The fall broke the neck of my attacker, but I got off lightly, just some bruises.
I am happy to see you safe and sound. Now, we must reach the top of the lighthouse.
But we don't have the key. Do we still have to go up there and figure out that we don't have the key? Oh, hey. Once you have killed the security guard, quickly turn off the lighthouse so that the master's light replaces it. Otherwise, the dream will not be fulfilled. Rochester. P.S. I shall soon join you in a few days. So Rochester is the guy behind all this. He's the missing son that they never found. Interesting. Okay. Up we go. He wrote another note. What note was it? Which note did he write? Because I've seen that handwriting before. Was it Dr. Gyjax? A message to Dr. Guy. This one. So it's about keeping his master, the light of the abyss, safe. Talking about, tell me our people need more means. Okay. Anyway.
The door is securely fastened and with a formidable lock. The man over there, or rather down there, he told me that while this Hindi was alive, I couldn't have the key. Now, where could he have hidden it?
What do you think it is? Where might this man save it? In his bumhole.
Your intentions are good, my dear Watson, but you have missed everything of importance.
How about his stomach?
You do not think that he could have...
Yes, Watson, you once again grasped the
He could have
obvious.
put it in his
He must have
bumhole.
swallowed the key. I will have to...
No, Holmes.
That might have been easier,
I am the
I
doctor
think,
here,
maybe.
and we have
Easier
little
to
time.
retrieve, at least.
Sword?
Oh, that was a quick and dirty job. Alrighty. Chip, chop, chip. Got the key. Didn't even have to see that guy. Stairs! My greatest enemy.
Watson!
Looks like we will be finishing this today.
Holmes, at last here you are. Our informants did not lie. You are a most resourceful and cunning man. And you will have your reward, for you will be in the first box waiting his return. He is near. Can't you hear him?
What
Can't
happened
you
there?
feel his breath? Leave them.
It is time to stop this madness, Lord Rochester. All those people sacrificed for nothing.
Flesh. Nothing but soft flesh.
Think of your mother. She never gave up. She always loved you, always searched for you.
A soft-fleshed creature with no more value than dust. My true mother is the deep blue abyss where my master awaits. He summons me to join the light of abyss. Join us, Holmes, and you will be part of the dream. Sing with me now. Sing!
Do something, Holmes! I won't be able to keep them back for much longer. And, my God, the sea is rising! Holmes! Make haste, or we are lost!
Stand firm, Watson. There may be a way.
I don't know if it's timed or not.
The light! I found it, Watson! Light dispels darkness! I must fire up the lighthouse!
Remember how Rochester said that, the ritual won't work if the lighthouse is on, if it's lit. I don't know if that's timed or not. I'm gonna look something up. Nope. Oh. Okay. Right. So, he said that, so Barnes talked about how the Leviathan was is a biblical creature. And I've read the Bible a handful of times, and I only remember the Leviathan being mentioned once. And I think it was in Job where God was talking about all the different things that he made. He's trying to tell Job, hey, I'm God. Like, I don't know why you question me. Look at all this stuff that I did. Can you do this stuff? And so he's like, I made this Leviathan for the hell of it. Just lounging around in the water. Can you do that? Like, and that's the only time that I know that he mentions a Leviathan. But I wanted to see if there's anything more to it. It said, and I looked up on Wikipedia, Leviathan is a mythical creature with the form of a sea serpent in Judaism. It is referenced in several books of the Hebrew Bible, including Psalms, the book of Job, the book of Isaiah, and the book of Amos. It is also mentioned in the apocryphal book of Enoch. Leviathan of the book of Job is a reflection of the older Canaanite Lodan, a primeval monster defeated by the god Baal Hadad, parallels to the role of Mesopotamian Tiamat defeated by Marduk, have long been drawn in comparative mythology, as have been wider comparisons to dragon and world serpent narratives such as Indra slaying Vitra or Thor slaying Jormungandr. Don't know how to pronounce that. Leviathan also features in the Hebrew Bible as a metaphor for the powerful enemy, notably Babylon, Isaiah 27:1. Some 19th century scholars pragmatically interpreted it as referring to large aquatic creatures such as the crocodile. The word later came to be used as a term for great whale and for sea monsters in general. So when God was talking about the Leviathan, he just means a big fish that he made, which is probably in reference to a whale. So there's some backstory with the story of the Leviathan. Let's continue. Okay, so we want to do
Hold
something.
fast, Watson! I must continue searching or all is lost!
We're gonna figure out how to do this.
I need something. Impossible.
Which I don't know how you're supposed to know how to do this, but I do know how to do this.
Impossible.
We're gonna put this empty bottle here.
Impossible.
Come on. There. We're gonna turn it around so we can get the blue one. And we want to put blue and green together.
I need something.
Because, yeah. And put it together.
Bravo, Holmes!
No! Cast out this light! Continue the ceremony!
It looks the same
Sing!
to me, but...
We must sing!
You will never reach the end of your song, Rochester. Take heed as your choir is leaving. Come with me. This place is dangerous.
You don't understand, Holmes. He is here. He has come.
Rochester!
I called you. You came. Take me. I belong to you. The world is yours. Oh, great
A singular destiny was the fate of young Lord Rochester. Those who saved him from drowning in those dark waters off the Indian coast served only to cast him into the true abyss, that of madness, a brilliant young man of noble blood whose intelligence was perverted to the service of appalling ancient rites. What did he see or envision that transformed him into such a beast?
I don't know. Voldemort?
To bring all those wretched souls to the slaughterhouse like so many sheep.
I know what it sounded
Then
like.
assemble a confederacy of criminals and psychopaths like the sinister Dr. Gyjax, who used the sale of precious stones to ensure only the purest and most robust racial specimens were obtained for his purposes. Such men who would survive not only a long voyage imprisoned in the depths of a ship's hold, but the torture and drugs intended to hammer into their brains a sordid litany from the end of ages. Monster and genius, one and the same. Next was the discreet placement of his men in cities ideally located to secure representatives of every nation on Earth. Blacks and Chinese gathered in the Americas, the people of Oceania and Asia in London, Eastern and Central Europeans gathered in Switzerland. Their delivery timed to the exact
It's just
moment and
moving
place
around.
dictated by ancient rites and a precise stellar alignment. Finally, to find the only building perched over the water, where the builder had the convenient caprice to install Egyptian statues, and then to eliminate the lone occupant, taking their place by posing as their nephew and traditional heir to the
We read
post.
about that in the newspaper.
Did genius create the evil, or evil the genius?
You are awake, Holmes?
Your moans got the better of my sleep, Watson.
Remember Watson
I assume you
dreaming
had the
about
nightmare
it
again?
Indeed, Holmes. And this time the memories of that dreadful adventure were so vivid and real. Everything came back to me, as if it were happening again.
All the better, Watson. It is because you had begun to forget. The best therapy would have been for you to write on the subject, but what we saw and endured must never be revealed.
True, Holmes. We have never even spoken on it. But do you believe that had we failed, if we had not arrived in time, if this strange ritual had seen its end?
Who knows, Watson? Who knows? But you speak of the past. What troubles me more is the future.
Whatever do you mean?
We eliminated, or have every reason to think so, a formidable threat to our society. But by doing so, we resurrected another, a hidden danger, one laden with hate and moved by vengeance, a ticking bomb, waiting. And a danger wearing a face I know far too well.
Yay! Done! Done, done, done! That is The Awakened. So good. It's so rich in story and atmosphere. It has everything you could want from a mystery/horror game. I know it's not technically a horror game, but there's a lot of pretty scary stuff. It could have been. It had the makings of a really good traditional horror game, in my opinion. So we finished the game today. I did not intend for that. I'm going to have to change the title of this to Final instead of Part 3. It is Part 3, technically, but it's the final part, so... Yes. So, tomorrow, we will play Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper, which is my personal favorite Sherlock Holmes game. Mostly because I am terribly interested in Jack the Ripper. Something that I have studied in school, seen many documentaries about it. I went to London. I went on the Jack the Ripper tour, and I went to the London Dungeon, which has a feature of Jack the Ripper as well, in that attraction. So I know very much about the case, and so the game is very, very good. Very, very good. I will say, though, it does have some sensitive subject matter. It's not as gory as this game is. I mean, we do have 5 dead prostitutes that we look over their bodies, but they're really good at making it player-friendly. We don't actually see the bodies. We see like a drawing of the bodies, and so it's not as gruesome. There's obviously blood and body parts, but it's not quite as... It's not presented in a scary way. It's more cartoony, so it's less gruesome, but still you have, the slaughtering of prostitutes, and that alone is an adult subject matter. Just prostitutes in general, and the awfulness of being a prostitute in Victorian England at the time, especially in Whitechapel, was not fun times. So it is more of an adult game, so if you're not interested in that sort of thing, I would avoid it. But it's not scary. It's just interesting. There's no scares, really. It's just a dark subject matter. But it's very, very good, and I'm very excited to show that to you tomorrow. So I'll need to install that and get that set up for you guys. Exciting, exciting, exciting. That one is really good. Is that the last Sherlock Holmes game? No, it isn't. I'm going to play Crimes and Punishments for you guys, which I played only once, but I played it recently. And then after that... Oh no. I will be playing Crimes and Punishments, but I'll be playing... before that, I'll be playing The Testament Sherlock Holmes, which I remember being very hard, but I've played it before. And then we'll play Crimes and Punishments, and then we'll play the newest Sherlock Holmes game, which I have never played before, so I'll be playing it brand new with you guys, called The Devil's Daughter. But next, I've played it many, many times. I know what I'm doing. Of course, I said that with this game too. But I've played that the next one many, many times. My absolute favorite. I hope the credits haven't ended and have restarted, but I want to make sure the credits go. I want to give these people credit for the awesome job that they did. Such a good game. All the loose ends are tied up and all the whole mystery is solved, and it's just so engaging. The adventure game community, that's us! Well, no. That's the name of the company that made the game, the adventure game community. But technically, you know, in a general sense, we are part of the adventure game community, so. Is that it? Yay! Exit game, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Well, I will end the stream there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. If you're watching this video after the fact, please leave a comment down below telling me what you thought of the video. Please leave a like on the video as well. And click subscribe for more content like this. Click the bell icon so you can be notified the next time I go live, the next time I upload. I'll be going live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be playing Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. And then no stream on Wednesday. Stream on Thursday. We'll be streaming The Sims, and I'll be continuing my Little Simsies wheel build challenge that I started a couple weeks ago. And then Friday we will be playing Nancy Drew's Sea of Darkness. And on Saturday we'll finally continue with chapter 13 and 14. Is that where we left off? Of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I will read that, but I'll also show you some fun things I got for my birthday. I'm going to showcase them on my stream at the beginning, so tune in for that. So yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you have a magical evening. Bye-bye.